Tyran Wishart. What's the deal with Tyran Wishart?
Yeah, when we did our top 5 transfer targets a few weeks ago, sort of before the season started, he popped up in 8 or 9 clubs, and one of those clubs was Parramatta, where he has been linked quite extensively over the journey. And I guess the key with him was talented enough to be a starter at most sides in the competition, but playing that role off the bench at the powerful Melbourne Storm outfit. And then it's the lure of potential success in that role and moving into something when spots open up, or looking to become a regular somewhere else. And as we were discussing off air, he's probably too good to be a player that comes off the pine. But it does look at this stage like he'll extend at the Storm. He's got an option for 2026 out of contract at the end of this year. That'll be a 3-year run that takes him through, whether there's any clauses in there that if he doesn't play a certain number of games, he's allowed to leave, or he can explore other options. But a good sign for the Storm and a good show of loyalty for him, given, you would think that he would get more responsibility and more chances somewhere else, particularly a club like Parramatta, given how they're faring. But they might have to look elsewhere, I would say, at this stage. Lush, what are your assessments of that?
Yeah. Look, geez, Craig Bellamy can really make them down there, can't he? Just an absolutely legendary coach. I don't think there's too many people out there who can challenge him for that role aside from Mr. Bennett. Look, I totally agree. It's a lot of talent to be putting on the bench and to be holding on the bench. And it does kind of give me vibes of Nico Hines back when he was popping in and out in the fullback position for the Melbourne Storm. And eventually that lure of playing full-time footy and being a full-time first-grade starter is eventually going to win out somewhere, surely.
I don't think so, boys. I'm going to go the other way. I think that the system at Melbourne is so strong, and everyone that's left Melbourne, they've got their own battles. But I think being a half leaving Melbourne or being one of those utilities is a lot harder, because we've seen Nico Hines have an amazing start to his Cronulla career and won a Dally M. Gareth Widdop, when he left to go to the Dragons. What you don't realise is that you're not taking Cameron Munster, Harry Grant and Jerome Hughes with you, or Ryan Pappenhausen. You're going to do it on your own. You're essentially being charged with the keys. Now, there's levels to it. I think that Jerome Luai goes into a pretty good spine, so there's one there. If you're Tyran Wishart, I don't think you leave. I think you continue to learn your craft. You've only played 40-odd games, and what's the rush? You still get a chance to play and learn off Hughes and Munster, and maybe when in 2 or 3 years. But I think right now the focus on Melbourne, and this is why Craig Bellamy is so good, is winning, not about individual contracts. And the other one that comes to mind is Jonah Pezzett. He re-signed with a clause in his contract that if Jerome Hughes re-signs, he can look elsewhere. That doesn't mean he's going to go elsewhere, but that just shows the strength of the Melbourne system. It's you need us, not we need you, sort of thing. So whereas other desperate clubs, if he gets a ridiculous offer, I have no doubt that he'll look at it. But right now, I can't see him leaving.
Yeah, if there's another $14 million contract floating around, I'm sure he'd take it. But if he were to leave, where is he best suited, Daz?
Well, I think certainly, there'd be a number of those suitors out there. Parramatta, as we keep hearing, are have been the front runners in that space. His father played for the Dragons, not necessarily that means anything. I know his father played with Jason Riles who's at the Eels now as well. That's the one that seems to be spoken about a lot, but it looks like they're going to have to wait until at least probably the end of 2026 to consider that type of option. There's already been other players touted for the Eels, suggesting that they've changed their focus a little bit, but that would be the front runner, I would think.